No, 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 no! Ooh.
It's a battle of wits between cops and robbers, and we've got the wildest wins. Join us as we reveal the craziest ways police outsmarted and caught their suspects. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Number 1, backdoor. And here comes the grand escape. Not. These shoplifters thought they'd found the perfect getaway route, but they just found the perfect getaway to jail. The cops were waiting at the back door, like a surprise party, minus the cake and balloons. Hey, buddy. More like, hey, you're busted. They tried to make a run for it, but the police were quicker than their feet and their brains. Handcuffs slapped on, and it's game over. Number 2, Grappler. The cops have got the fleeing car cornered. One cop car is hot on its heels, and another is blocking its path. And then, the ultimate party crasher, the Grappler shows up. Like a mechanical spider, it latches onto the car, and it's like, hey, the party's over, buddy. The fleeing car is caught, stuck, and not going anywhere. Number 3, chase. This suspect in the white shirt thinks he's found the perfect hiding spot beside a blue car. He sprints over and hides, holding his breath as the officers close in. But they can't seem to find him, despite him being right beside the car. It's like he's wearing an invisibility cloak. The officers drive up, search around, and even walk past him, oblivious to his presence. But then, one officer gets a tip-off, walks up to the car, and still doesn't see him at first. He checks under the car, walks around to the side, and finally, aha! He spots the suspect lying there, trying to blend in with the pavement like a human-shaped speed bump. Number 4, K9. Cops unleash their furry superhero, aka K9, to track down the suspect in an underground game of hide-and-seek. Flashlights flashing, dog nose twitching, like a real-life video game. The K9 follows the scent, stops at a woodpile, and pounces. The officer helps the dog uncover the wood, and the K9 bites the suspect. The suspect screams and tries to hide, but it's too late. The officer drags him out, slaps on his cuffs, and his case is closed. Number 5, changing room. This girl's got skills, but they're more like sneak into trouble skills. She gets busted in the changing room, tries to play dumb, and then makes a run for it like she's in a bad action movie. But instead of a high-speed chase, she pulls a hiding-in-plain-sight move and ducks into an empty car. Yeah, because that's not obvious at all. Number 6, duo.
No, 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 no! Ooh.
Oh my, what a daring duo. They pull up, cops on their tail, and then the girl unleashes her inner ninja. She's leaping from roof to roof like a gazelle on Red Bull. You've got to admire her skills, but also, girl, what are you doing? She attempts one final death-defying jump, but it's a no-go. She lands, and the cops are like, gotcha. No superpowers can save her now. And her partner, he's not getting away either. Number 7, SWAT. The SWAT team has the house surrounded, but the suspect makes a break for it. He leaps from the window and sprints down the road, but his great escape quickly turns into a comedy of errors. He trips and falls, but gets back up, determined to escape. But then he trips again and again. It's like he's trapped in a never-ending cartoon loop. Despite his hapless attempts, he refuses to give up, scrambling to his feet each time. But the cops are closing in, and the police dog is hot on his heels. Finally, they apprehend him. Number 8, surrender. The cops are hot on the tail of this robber who's flying down the road like a fugitive. One cop tries to put the brakes on with a spike strip, but this guy's not giving up yet. He slows down for a second, then hits the gas again. But the cops are relentless. He cut off the pavement, and the cop blocked his escape route. Then bam! One cop slams into the car, followed by another who comes out of nowhere. The suspect's car is sandwiched, and he knows it's game over. He throws in the towel, lies down on the road, and surrenders. Number 9. Acrobatics. 4 suspects bail out of their car during a high-speed chase and take to the rooftops like a bunch of action movie ninjas. They're jumping, hopping, and performing death-defying stunts like they're in a parkour competition. One poor guy gets left behind, but the other 3 continue their intense acrobatics. Meanwhile, the cops are hot on their heels, chasing them from helicopters like a scene from a blockbuster movie. After a few minutes, the 3 suspects finally make their way down to the ground and change their clothes in a desperate attempt to blend in. But it's too late. The cops are waiting for them, handcuffs at the ready. Number 10. Backyard. A high-speed chase ends with a sudden stop in a residential area, and the car thief makes a run for it, but not for long. The K9 unit is hot on his heels, with the officer close behind. The thief tries to escape, but the K9 is too fast, too fierce. The dog catches up and takes him down in a backyard. Number 11. Police chase. Meet the dynamic duo of thievery, speeding off on their trusty bike like they're in the Tour de France of felony. Meanwhile, the bike cops are hot on their heels, pedaling like pros. After a thrilling chase, the thieves take a sharp turn, and oops, their bike handling skills are more like bike falling skills. Down they go, and the cops are like, gotcha! Number 12. Bike cops. This thief thought he'd gotten away with the loot, but bike cops who were marching by spotted him and quickly caught him. There was no escape. Number 13. Flower pot. Police search high and low until a genius cop shines a light on the most ridiculous hiding spot ever. The suspect's under a flower pot, trying to branch out into a new career as a human-planter hybrid. Good luck with that. Cops all, I know you ain't flower pot, buddy. The suspect slowly rises, still trying to potentially hide, before throwing in the towel and raising hands in surrender. Number 14. Perfume Thief. Masked robbers think they can sniff out a quick score, filling their bags with perfume, but the police are hot on their heels. As soon as the officers burst in, the robbers try to make a run for it, but it's a scentless escape attempt. The cops quickly chase them down, pin them to the ground, and put the cuffs on. These perfume thieves won't be smelling like roses anymore. Number 15. Butter. This guy sneaks the butter into his jacket, thinking he's pulled off the ultimate dairy daredevil move. Little does he know, the cops are already onto him. As he tries to make a quick exit, he runs straight into the waiting arms of justice. It's like he was magnetically drawn to the handcuffs. Number 16. Attic. The classic hiding in the attic move. This suspect thought he was a genius, hiding above the law, literally. The police officer is searching high and low, and then suddenly, the roof falls from the attic. And it's like the universe is saying, "Hey officer, look up." And there he is, the suspect, sitting amidst the rubble, looking like a startled raccoon. Number 17. Raid. The cops storm in, ready for a bust, but they're in for a surprise. Instead of drugs, they find a suspect stuffed in the dryer. Talk about a spin cycle. The officer pulls him out and slaps on the cuffs. But wait, there's more. Upstairs, another suspect is hiding in the attic, thinking he's flying under the radar. Nope, he's pulled down and detained, leaving his hiding spot hanging. And just when you think it's all wrapped up, they find a third suspect chilling under the stairs, lighting up a cigarette like he's in a smoking lounge. The audacity is real. Number 18. Burglar. 2 burglars think they've hit the jackpot, sneaking in through the front and back doors like they own the place, or at least like they own a spare key. They quiet the dog, and start rummaging for riches, with one heading upstairs to find the good stuff or the snack stash. Let's be real, but little do they know, they're being watched like a bad reality TV show. He quickly calls the cops, who arrive faster than a pizza delivery guy because of priorities. They storm upstairs, catching one thief red-handed, while the other tries to make a quick exit out the window. But nope, the cops are hot on his heels, and soon he's caught too. Number 19. Infrared camera. The suspect thinks he's found the perfect hideout in the construction area, but really, he's just making a fool of himself. He's trying to blend in with the dirt, making dirt angels like he's in a sandbox. But when he gets the call that the cops are closing in, he panics and makes a run for it. Or should I say, a stumble. He's running, falling, and running again, like a scene from a slapstick comedy. And when he tries to climb the fence, he thinks he's escaped. But really, he's just running into the jaws of justice, or the jaws of the police dog, who's waiting for him on the other side, barking loudly. Number 20. Bin. The sneaky guy is rummaging through a clothes dump bin, but little does he know, two bystanders are onto him. They sneak up and shut the lid, trapping him inside. The thief is now stuck, surrounded by dirty clothes and probably suffocating under the pile. The bystanders can't contain their laughter at the absurdity of it all. Finally, they open the bin, and out comes the thief, looking like a crumpled mess. Number 21. Trunk. This bike-riding thief is pedaling his way to a life of crime, stealing from an unlocked car like it's a help-yourself buffet. He's grabbing goods from the trunk and inside the car, thinking he's the wheel deal, but really, he's just gearing up for a world of trouble. Then bam! The police van comes out of nowhere, hits the bike, and he falls off, gets back up, and tries to make a break for it again. However, the police van does not have it. Number 22. No time. This suspect is putting the pedal to the metal, speeding like a maniac, thinking he can outrun the law. But the cops are hot on his tail, determined to catch him. He suddenly slams on the brakes, jumps out of the car, and starts scaling the fence like a ninja. One cop tries to remove the fence, but another officer is like, "No time for that," and runs straight through the fence like it's a minor obstacle. The chase is on, with both the suspect and the cop sprinting like Olympians. Finally, the officer catches up, pins the suspect down, and slaps on the cuffs. Number 23. Helicopter cop. This thief is making a break for it, dodging and weaving through the field like a pro football player, but the cop in the SUV is hot on his heels. However, just when it seems like the thief might get away, the cop in the helicopter swoops in like a bird of prey, jumps out, and makes a beeline for the thief. The thief tries to keep running, but it's like trying to outrun a cheetah on steroids. The helicopter cop grabs him, and just as he thinks he can still wriggle free, the SUV comes barreling in from the other side, and the cops inside join the party. Number 24. Bystander. The thief thinks he's making a break for it, escaping the clutches of justice. Just when it seems like he's about to fly away, a hero emerges from the crowd. A bystander leaps into action, grabbing the thief from the front and holding him in place. The cop sees his chance and pounces, closing in to make the arrest. Number 25. Moped thief. This moped thief thinks he's above the law, driving on the wrong side of the road. But the cops are hot on his heels. In a flash, the police car slams into the moped and sends the thief flying. Number 26. Trips. The thief thinks he's got the speed, but he didn't count on the sneak attack from the senior citizen. With a swift leg trip, the thief goes flying, face planting into the ground like a scene from a comedy movie. The police quickly catch up, and it's game over for the thief. Number 27. Bystander trips. The man in black was just strolling down the street like a boss when suddenly he spotted a sneaky suspect sprinting away. Our hero sprang into action without hesitation, blocking the thief's path. Number 28. Carjacking cops. Oh man, this girl's got skills, or so she thought. She gets pulled over for driving a stolen car, and she's already in denial mode, crying and claiming innocence. But then things take a wild turn. She gets handcuffed and put in the patrol car, but she's not going down without a fight. She hotwires the cop car and takes off like a bat out of hell. The cops are left chasing their ride, trying to keep up with this crazy girl. She speeds towards the apartment complex, and in a move that's straight out of an action movie, she jumps out of the moving car and makes a run for it. But the cops are hot on her heels, and they're not letting her get away this time. They chase her down, catch her, and you guessed it, the crying session starts again. But this time, there's no escaping the law. Number 29. Smashing. And here comes the smash and grab. Literally, these thieves thought they could hammer their way to a sparkling fortune, but little did they know, the cops were about to drop the hammer on their plans. Look at that, a perfectly timed police arrival. It's like they had a good alarm system. One suspect tries to get physical, but the cop is like, "Oh no, you didn't." Number 30. Bait. The undercover officer's expensive watch is the perfect lure, and the guy on the right takes the hook like a fish on a fishing rod. He tries to talk his way out, but when that fails, he and his crew move in for the attack like a bunch of bumbling burglars. But just as they think they've got the upper hand, the cavalry arrives like a SWAT team on steroids. The cop car screeches in like a getaway blocker, and the officers on the street and in the car leap into action like a special forces team on a mission from God. Number 31. No talk. This guy's got the stealth skills of a sleepy sloth. He looks around like a paranoid parrot, checking for witnesses, and then, in a flash of genius, grabs the goods and makes a run for it. Or rather, a slow-motion saunter. Meanwhile, the clerk, still chatting away on the phone, gives our bumbling burglar the universal sign for "put it back, dude." Number 32. Right time. This guy thinks he's slick, asking for cigarettes like a normal customer, but then he pulls a fast one on the clerk. He threatens the clerk to give him money. The clerk, staying calm under pressure, starts putting money in the bag. And just as the robber thinks he's getting away with it, bam! The cops burst in and caught him red-handed. The robber tries to make a run for it, but the cop is hot on his heels, and down he goes. Number 33. Bite. This guy tries to outrun the law, but the K9 police officer is hot on his heels. The dog chases, tackles, and bites him down on the road. You could say he was having a rough day. Number 34. Shoplifting. These two masterminds stuff 3 duffel bags like they're packing for a looting vacation. But because they're geniuses, they casually buy a Halloween costume at self-checkout. Priorities, people. As they make a run for it, the officer stops them in their tracks. The first guy tries to make a break for it, but it's like he's in a bad action movie. He gets chased, tackled, and tased, but still won't quit. He's like the shoplifting version of the Terminator. But wait, there's more. The second guy gets caught coming out of the store, and because he's a multitasker, he's got drugs on him too. Because why just shoplift when you can go for the shoplift drug combo? Number 36. Caught. The sneaky woman thinks she's got away with the perfect crime, tiptoeing onto the porch to steal a bicycle. But oh no, the owner appears out of nowhere, catching her in the act, and her innocent face says it all. She tries to apologize, but it's too late. The owner's got her pegged, and she's busted. Number 37. On ground. Cops catch the car thief in the act, but he tries to play dumb. Denial mode activated. But when that doesn't work, he sprints, thinking he can outrun the law. Oh no, buddy, you're no Usain Bolt. Cops hot on his heels, chase him down, and pin him to the ground. No escape, no excuses, just a pair of shiny handcuffs. Number 38. Cops at door. The girl thinks she's got away with the loot, but little does she know the cops are waiting outside. As soon as she steps out of the store, bam! Cops swoop in, confiscate the goods, and slap on the handcuffs. Number 39. Staged lottery win.
After registering in the lobby,
Cops stage a fake lottery win to catch the bad guys off guard. And boy, did it work. The winners show up, expecting a big payday, but instead get a big surprise. Handcuffs. The looks on their faces are priceless. Number 40. Ramming. The car thief tries to outrun the cops, but ends up getting a police-assisted pit stop and right into a crash. Number 41. Clears throat. 3 bumbling burglars try to break in with a screwdriver. Just as they're struggling, the guy recording them clears his throat like a loudspeaker. They look up, see they're busted, and instantly run off. Number 42. Chair for all use. This guy used his chair quite creatively. Number 43. Forklift. The thieves thought they'd made off with the loot, but little did they know, the real heroes were just getting started. Enter the forklift vigilante, blocking their path like a mechanical guardian angel. The thieves try to reverse, but another forklift swoops in, blocking their escape route. And just when they thought they'd found a way out, a third forklift comes in from the side. Number 44. Slams. This guy's clearly under the influence of something, probably his own clumsiness. He's grabbing stuff from the shelf like a hungry magpie, shoving it down his shirt. But just as he thinks he's pulled off the heist of the century, security arrives. In a panic, he takes off straight into a shelf, like a shot. Undeterred, he stumbles to the right, trying to make a break for it. But it's too late. On command, he meekly surrenders, tossing the loot like an obedient pup. Number 45. Undercover cop. The classic bait and switch. The undercover officer is wearing that fancy watch like it's a disposable timer. The thief takes the bait, trying to swipe the watch like an amateur magician. But little does he know, he's about to get arrested in a whole different way. Just as more robbers arrive, thinking they're about to get in on the action, the undercover officer springs into action like a coiled snake. And that's the end of our journey through the crazy videos of police catching robbers. Thank you for watching. Which one of these clips did you find the coolest? Let me know in the comments below. Also, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that little bell icon so you'll be notified each time we post a video just for you.